the world may be standing on the edge of another major Middle East crisis. Donald Trump has issued a stark warning to Iran, and almost immediately, the skies over Iran went silent. No commercial planes. No clear explanation. And at the same time, US and British forces quietly began pulling personnel out of key military bases. Coincidence or preparation? What unfolded next has analysts calling this one of the most ominous military buildups since mid-2025. And once you see the full picture, the timing becomes impossible to ignore. Just moments after renewed threats from former US President Donald Trump, Iran abruptly closed its entire airspace without providing any public explanation. For roughly 5 hours, Iranian skies were effectively locked down. Flight tracking data showed only 3 aircraft over Iran, while dozens of others diverted around the country's borders. According to aviation alerts, most commercial flights were prohibited from entering Iranian airspace unless they had special prior approval. This wasn't a routine closure. Notices issued to air missions revealed that flights were restricted in multiple time windows overnight, triggering mass diversions and cancellations across the region. Yet even now, no official reason has been given by Iranian authorities. Here's where it gets serious. The shutdown came as Donald Trump warned that Iran would face consequences if protesters were harmed or executed amid a growing anti-government crackdown. Almost simultaneously, the United States and the United Kingdom began withdrawing non-essential military personnel from bases near Iran, including Udeid Air Base in Qatar, America's most important military hub in the Middle East. That move alone raised alarm bells. Aviation safety experts warned that airspace closures like this often signal heightened military readiness, increased air defense activity, or the risk of missile launches, conditions where civilian aircraft could be misidentified as hostile targets. And history backs up that fear. In 2020, during a moment of extreme tension, Iranian air defenses shot down Ukraine International Airlines Flight PS-752, killing all 176 people on board. That tragedy showed how quickly situations spiral when air defense systems are on high alert. Today, analysts warn the risk is once again elevated. With Iranian air defense forces reportedly on heightened readiness, experts say the likelihood of misidentification within Iranian airspace is significantly increased, putting civilian aviation at risk at all altitudes. Meanwhile, the military movements continued. Sources confirmed that the U.S. is partially evacuating personnel from Udeid Air Base, moving troops to other facilities and hotels across the region. At least 6 U.S. Air Force KC-135 aerial refueling tankers were tracked departing the base late at night, heading south towards Saudi Arabia. These aircraft are critical. They don't fight, but they enable long-range combat operations. And analysts always watch for tanker movements, because historically, they move first. This isn't theoretical. Back in June, after U.S. strikes on Iranian nuclear facilities during Operation Midnight Hammer, Iran retaliated with a barrage of short and medium-range ballistic missiles aimed at Udeid. Most were intercepted by Patriot missile defenses, but one missile still struck the base, damaging a radar dome. That attack forced a last-minute evacuation, with far less coordination than what we're seeing now. This time, preparations appear far more deliberate. The U.S. Air Force has since redeployed a significant number of F-15E Strike Eagle fighters, supported by aerial refueling tankers, from the United Kingdom into the region. These jets have proven their effectiveness before, including during April 2024, when U.S. and allied aircraft helped intercept over 80 Iranian drones and missiles aimed at Israel. Open-source analysts estimate around 35 combat aircraft are now positioned in eastern Jordan, alongside heavy transport activity. Britain has also deployed Typhoon fighter jets to Qatar, signaling coordinated defensive preparations. Then comes the naval power. The aircraft carrier USS Abraham Lincoln, accompanied by destroyers and warplanes, is now moving toward the region. Donald Trump himself confirmed the deployment, stating that a powerful armada is heading in Iran's direction, while adding that he hopes it won't need to be used. The carrier's F-35 stealth fighters bring advanced sensors, radar evading capabilities, and deep strike potential. These same platforms were previously used to suppress Iranian air defenses and escort B-2 Spirit bombers during Operation Midnight Hammer. Flight tracking data also showed KC-135 tankers crossing the Atlantic, with reports of C-17 transport aircraft heading toward the Middle East. During past operations, dozens of refueling aircraft were required to support long-range bomber missions, including B-2 bombers flying nearly 18,000 kilometers round-trip. Analysts say any future strikes may rely heavily on Tomahawk cruise missiles, launched from U.S. Navy submarines and destroyers far from Iranian shores. Other options include long-range air-launched missiles capable of penetrating hardened targets, reducing risk to U.S. personnel while delivering precise strikes. Iran, for its part, is not backing down. Senior Iranian officials have warned that any U.S. strike, limited or otherwise, would be treated as total war. Statements from advisors to Iran's supreme leader openly reference the destruction of U.S. bases in the region, including Al-Udeid. Meanwhile, Iran has activated air defense systems nationwide and shut down major airports as protests intensify. Human rights groups report thousands killed amid clashes, fueling international pressure and increasing the risk of escalation. Trump has stated that he has not yet ordered military action, saying the decision remains his alone. For now, strikes may be off the table, but they are not ruled out. Analysts warn that if action comes, it would likely be massive, coordinated, and far larger than recent operations. Iranian airspace closures, base evacuations, tanker movements, carrier deployments, all point to a region on edge. Important disclaimer: the images or video shown in this content do not directly depict the real events described. They are used for illustration purposes only. To avoid misunderstanding, please watch until the end and rely on verified information and official sources. This situation is evolving rapidly, and what happens next could reshape the entire region. Stay informed